Alright, I'm just gonna skip the intro because I'm just so frustrated right now. This is Patriots Review, and I'm gonna start with my final grade. The Pats this week get an F for failure. Let's see here. The team just had no clue what it was doing. Defensively, they let Denver walk all over them. Did whatever they wanted. Starting from the very first drive, it was like, one or two plays, and Denver was already in the red zone. I'm surprised we managed to keep them from scoring any touchdowns. Surprised we held them to field goals the whole time. And for the entire first half, maybe first three quarters, Denver scored a field goal on every single drive. And then, special teams, I can't even say F. Nick Folk anymore. I miss that. I miss my only complaint being F. Nick Folk. Because it meant the rest of the team was doing great. But suddenly, a terrible-ass kicker isn't our biggest problem anymore. Now the offense. Now, I want to blame this mostly on coaching, or more specifically, play calling. Because what I saw yesterday with that offensive play calling, it was absolute crap. I mean, teams have already figured out we're going to run the ball most of the time. Either with our running backs or Cam's going to fake the handoff and then run it himself. And and I was even hearing, leading up to this game, that Denver runs a blitz-heavy defense. And that would be a great way to beat Cam and a run-heavy team. Yet the Pats didn't really do much to change it. And in the passing game, I'd say the passing game was even worse. Because, let's see here. Cam barely threw it down the field. Alright? When he did throw it, it was always a screen pass or a quick shovel pass to somebody 2 feet away from him. You can't ask the receivers to do all the work carrying the ball. You might as well be handing it off. Alright? You have to be willing to throw it down the field. Doesn't have to be for like 20 or more yards of play. No. Just throw it like 7 or 10 yards down the field. I mean, you're asking the receivers to do all the work here. And when Cam would try to throw it downfield, he'd stand there. He would just stand there. Yes, I get he was looking for an open receiver, but he played like a pocket passer on those plays, who just stays in one spot and waits. And you know what? He didn't even think to get out of the pocket to buy some time. He just stood there and waited. And then a defensive player would sneak up from behind and sack him. Every time. And when he would get the throw off, it was off target. All I'm saying is, Belichick, McDaniels, Cam, just get more creative. I mean, for the first 55 minutes of that game, out of 60, first 3 quarters, and all but the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, all but the last 5 minutes of the game, you weren't doing anything. And then finally, in those last 5 minutes, the defense gets some turnovers, and offensively, we finally dug into the bag of tricks. Where has that been all season? Well, think about this. Based on what I saw, Julian Edelman was a better passer yesterday than Cam was. And you know what? Cam wasn't throwing to Edelman anyway. He hasn't really been throwing to him more than 1 or 2 times a game, it seems like. So let's just start Edelman. Cam can play receiver. Edelman can go back to being a quarterback. And we'll already be doing better than we have been the last few games. How about that? I like that. You guys like that? I like it. Because, I mean, we even saw Cam can play receiver. Did a lot more there than he did passing it. You know, guys, Pat, it takes a lot for me to get this negative. I'm usually a pretty positive person. I'm always the first to defend this team. So it just says a lot about the fact that things need to change. If I'm saying it on camera and then putting it on YouTube for people to see. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, this has been more of a rant than a review, so I'm just going to close it right there. Pat's getting F once again. And I'll see you guys next time.